Good morning. This is the morning after our class last night, and I thought that it would be good to put together a little bit of a video to demonstrate just how to work with the QuickBooks at home and then to solve this transfer problem of how to get the files to class and then back home on your computer so that we don't have a lot of wasted time going back and forth. The only time you really need to have your backup is to back up the file you're working with at home or wherever, and then put it on a backup flash drive, and then bring it to school and work on it there, either in the computer lab or if we're in classroom, to then save your work there at the classroom to another backup or put it on a backup file again. So that you can bring it home with your new data. The goal here is to continuously use the one file, and we keep building on it chapter after chapter. Later on, as we get further into the course, there'll be a couple of times when we have to skip forward or actually use a new file, and that's okay. Most of the time, the backup files that I'll have posted on the D2L or on your disk, you only need to use for future chapters if something happens to the work you're doing. You've got a problem that you just can't seem to fix with your current working file, your QBW. It's at that point that you'd want to use a new backup file for a later chapter once we get there. So let me demonstrate just what to do. You can see that I'm casual. I'm working at home this morning. I've got my Mr. Rogers cardigan on. And I'm sitting at the kitchen counter in a comfortable place. So here we go. So here's QuickBooks on my computer. And so I'm going to click on the icon here. And it will upload. It asks me if I want to. I'll install later. I don't want to waste time with that now. And here we go. I've got no company open. I'm going to use my chapter 1, and then we'll just keep moving forward. And we don't want to do, yeah, that's okay, the units of measure, all that good stuff. And here we are. Now, the first thing we were asked to do is go into, change the name of the company in chapter 1. So I'm clicking on my company tab. I'm going to my company information. And right now I've changed it to say Craig Wilson, chapter 1. When we flip to chapter 2 now, after we're done working in chapter 1, now we want to change it to say chapter 2 so that we're following. So get your homework assignments printed off, submitted to me. Then when we move forward to chapter 2, I just went up to company information, changed it now to chapter 2, and I'm good to go. Now, this is all we need to do. From here on, you're going to be doing all the different assignments in chapter 2 on this file. It's the same file as chapter 1. You're going to do some customizing. We talked about a lot of this stuff in a quick hurry last night. And then you're actually going to do some adding of accounts and all of that detail. And then work through chapter 2. And then let's say that you're not ready for chapter 3 when you get to class, or if you're at chapter 3, you do through the same process. Now we're going to get ready to go to class. So I've got my flash drive. This is what mine looks like. And as I said, you can get one, a 2 gig flash drive, which will be plenty. I'm going to put it in my computer here. There it's in. And I'm going to back up this file now to this. You can get a flash drive for 2 gig, which would be plenty of space, from Office Max, from, and I'm up here in my file, Best Buy, you name it, for under $10. So what we're going to do now is we're going to save a backup. And yes, we want to save a backup. You do the portable company file if you want to email it to yourself, and you can do that from school as well. Otherwise, we're going here It's going to be a local backup. And then I'm going to save it now, so I don't need to do anything there. Where do I want to save this thing? And what do I want to call it? I'm going to call this Chapter 2. I see it's Chapter 1 right now. I'm going to change this to Chapter 2. It's a little hard to work one-handed. There we go. Chapter 2. And where I want it to go on my situation, I'm going to switch over here to my computer. And it's my Store and Go. And I'll even put it under my file for Accounting 2241. And save. And there it goes. I'm going to pause the video now, and then I'm going to show you how to restore it. It's preparing for the backup. Well, it's going fairly quick here. And 99% done. We're done. It was okay. So hang on, I'm going to now I'm going to restore that backup file. So I've got my flash drive in. This would be if I'm at school now, or restoring the one that I backed up at school back home. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to restore this file. So I go to up to File, and I go to sorry, there. I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Open or Restore Company now instead of Opening a Company. If you're just gone away and coming back, just hit Open Company to open up your QBW file you're using. I'm going to restore a backup copy. It's a local backup. And there it jumped right into it. And there, wouldn't at school, you'd have to find your flash drive. And now there it is. And I clicked on it. And now it wants me to save it somewhere. So in this case, I'd want to save this back on my flash drive. So I'm going to go over to my computer and back on my flash drive. This is where I want to save it, and I'm going to call it Chapter 2, not Chapter 1. And now I'm saving that, and it's restoring my data. And it's coming along. I know we had some problem with the computers, some of them being very, very slow at school. I'll have to check in on that too to see what was causing that as well. I did find out that the Z drives for all of us, and you guys especially, over the summer, they made them much smaller. So while it worked last year for people to save it to the Z drive, they've, for space limitation purposes, they've cut it down. Yep, I know it's a unit of measure. I'm okay with that. Blah, blah, blah. My data has been successfully restored. Hooray! And there we are. So now I'm good to go. I've backed up the stuff from home, put it on my, now I'm at my school computer. When I'm done there, I go through the same process, saving it to the flash drive as a backup, and then we're good to go. So hopefully this helps, and have fun with your QuickBooks this week, and we'll see you next Monday night. Take care.